ever feel unhappy but you feel like you're doing something that's blocking your own happiness? In this video, we're going to be sharing 6 things that you could be doing that's preventing your own happiness. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Nadia.
If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video on how to transform your life from stressed and unfulfilled to joyful and balanced. So in the past, we experienced times where we felt a bit unhappy or restless and we couldn't pinpoint why. But it always came back to these 6 reasons which we're going to share with you today. So the first reason is that you are limiting what will make you happy. So one of the ways you may be preventing your happiness is if you are limiting your happiness to one particular outcome. So you have to know what your definition of happiness is. If you have a narrow view on happiness, you may say things like, once I buy my house, I'll be happy, or I'll be happy when I'm in a relationship. And the problem with this is that you are narrowing your opportunities to be happy, because there may be other things that you're achieving, experiencing and doing that make you feel happy or joyful, but you're not able to fully experience them and be happy about them because you are focusing on that one thing that you think is going to bring you the happiness. We experienced this many years ago. We said when we get our law degree we'll be happy, we got our law degree, and then when we get our house we'll be happy, we've got our house, or when we get the other house we'll be happy, we've got the other house, and so on. And this is how many people live their lives. But we came to the realization many years ago that there will always be something externally that you can attach your happiness to, and the trick is to find joy and happiness in anything that you're doing now, and not to just narrow it to one future goal or outcome. The second reason is that you're being a perfectionist. So being a perfectionist and being unable to tolerate any imperfection in any area of your life is a common cause for anxiety and unhappiness. There are areas in everyone's life that are imperfect in some way, but what's important is how much you focus on those areas. Perfectionists tend to focus on those areas that are imperfect and never really highlight the good aspects of their life, which give them a flawed perception of their life and their life experience. So a perfectionist is the student who gets almost all A's but focuses on that one B, or the person who completes their project on time but focuses on how they could have got there quicker. They're always highlighting their shortcomings or the negatives or the aspects that could have been better, rather than ever acknowledging or recognizing the parts that they could be proud of. If this is you, it's time to change those beliefs you have around perfectionism and realize that perfect just isn't real. You can start by changing your inner dialogue and that critical voice and focusing more on the things that you love about yourself and your life. The more you shift your focus and focus on the parts of yourself and your life that you love and appreciate, the more of them you'll notice and the less time you'll give to the aspects that are imperfect. The third reason is having poor boundaries and not prioritizing yourself. So another way that you may be preventing your happiness is if you are not prioritizing yourself and your well-being, so you're constantly getting stressed and overwhelmed and anxious and burnt out. If you constantly have poor boundaries, you're overworking and you're putting others ahead of you and sacrificing yourself, you'll block your own happiness. You may currently think that it's selfish to, look after yourself and put yourself first when you need to ahead of others, but you have to understand that this is just programming and conditioning. We've been conditioned to believe that doing things for others and always looking out for others is selfless and it makes you a good person, but this is purely just a belief. In reality, when you do this and you have poor boundaries, putting others ahead of yourself all the time, even when you need that care and attention, you are actually depriving those people around you and the world of your best self. When we are happy people, we're caring, we're loving, we're nice people, and we want to help others. But when we are unhappy because we're not looking after ourselves, we end up resenting the people that we're helping. For inner peace, your joy and your happiness needs to be a priority. You need to have those good boundaries so that you can be a happy person, and then you'll benefit from that, but so will everyone else. The fourth reason is because you are comparing too much. Comparison can be very painful and destroy all happiness and joy in your life, no matter who you are, what your position or what your lifestyle. And when we compare, we often compare the worst aspects of our lives to the best aspects of someone else's life, which is just completely unfair, unequal, and a recipe for complete pain and dissatisfaction in life. There is just no way of constantly comparing yourself and living a happy, fulfilled, abundant life, because similar to perfectionism, all you're constantly focusing on is what you don't have or what you don't don't like, rather than focusing on what you do have, on what you do like about yourself and your life. The best way to deal with comparison, other than not doing it, is to replace it with gratitude and appreciation for yourself and your own life, and realize that everyone has struggles in their life, and there's probably something in your life that someone else will compare themselves to. So search for the areas of your life that are right, the things that you love and enjoy about your own life and yourself, and enhance and embrace those aspects. So the fifth reason is that you're overthinking. Being stuck in your head and your thoughts is another way you can block your own happiness, because you're not able to fully enjoy and experience the life and moment that's right in front of you. If you're someone who spends the majority of your time in your head or your thoughts, then you're probably feeling a little bit confused and stuck in life, because your brain and your mind can take you down a million different rabbit holes and can think of 1,000 scenarios for every event or situation you're faced with in life. It's important to acknowledge that your thoughts are not you, and they're not all correct. There's something you create, which means there's no end to them, and the more you think, the more there'll be to think about. The good news with this is if you're the one creating the thoughts, you are the one that can stop creating them or reduce them. So ultimately, if you're always in your own head, then you're probably missing out on a lot of joy and enjoyment, because you're not able to be present and take in and fully experience the moment that's in front of you. There's no point constantly thinking about the past or trying to predict the future, because you're not able to control those, and all you're doing is you're blocking your own happiness in that moment. The best cure for this is mindfulness and presence. Whenever you find yourself stuck in your head and your thoughts, bring your full attention back into the moment. After doing this for a while, you'll start to notice that your mind starts to quiet down, which reduces your anxiety and makes you more happy, because you're able to do things without that constant stream of thoughts running in the background, which make you feel uncertain and unhappy. The sixth reason is holding on to the past. We believe the biggest way that people block their happiness is by holding on to past traumas, grudges, pain and wounds. Learning to let go of past wounds, trauma and pain is the most impactful way that you can transform your life to more happiness and inner peace. Many people repress, suppress and ignore a lot of their past traumas and wounds, hoping that they won't have to deal with it or it will just go away. And this is not true at all. When we have these past experiences that we try and repress and ignore, they still get stored into the subconscious mind, even if you're trying to ignore them, and they become what's known as your shadows, which are the unconscious parts of you. These shadows show up as those moments where you get triggered, or you act out and you can't figure out why you did that, or you have fears and it stops you doing things even though you really want them. These shadows often end up controlling a lot of people's lives and they don't even realize it. The only way to heal and let go of those wounds and those traumas is to allow them to come up, is to gain new perspectives on them and fully process them. Once you have healed them, you can move forward and stop repeating old patterns and behaviors that are holding you back in life and holding you back from your happiness. So shadow work is the most important thing you can do to become happier and thriving and an emotionally healthy human being. Shadow work allows you to really process these traumas and let them go, to see your worth and to redirect your future to a happier future. It also gives you the opportunity to forgive yourself and others, which is a big part of becoming happier, because when we are holding on to things and we can't forgive, that also blocks the happiness. Shadow work allows you to work on that and release that. So if you want to know more about shadow work, we do actually have a masterclass we'll link down below called Burnout to Balance, which goes into this a lot further and how you do the process of shadow work. That's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe and comment, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.